Hi everybody, so today we're going to learn one of the most effective ways to learn jazz tunes. This is the way I think most professional jazz musicians actually do it, and it can open the door to learning hundreds of standards. Hello, welcome to Jazz Guitar Scrapbook. So today I want to talk about something that goes by the rather grandiose name of schemata theory or schema theory. In the wider sense, this is a concept in cognitive science or psychology which explains how individuals organise and interpret new information by relating it to their existing knowledge structures, or schemas. This is an idea really of modules, Lego bricks, if you like, things that you can clip together to make larger structures. Okay, so what on earth am I talking about? So if you're a student of jazz guitar, you're probably already aware of the 2-5-1. Right? And this is something which comes up a lot. So if we look at, for instance, the B section of Confirmation, we have a 2-5-1 in B flat and a 2-5-1 in D flat, and then a 2-5 going back into F at the beginning of the next A section, right? And if you look at the A section of Confirmation, you have this 2-5 to D minor, 2-5 to B flat, okay? And this is taught all over in jazz education because it allows you to take tunes and chunk things down into sort of chunks of usually 2 or 3 chords. So either a 2-5-1 or a 2-5, for instance, for Confirmation, that's one chunk. So okay, minor 2-5-1 lick. Okay, major 2-5-1 lick. Okay, so that's how most of us kind of learn, really, at least until we get in touch with something like the Barry Harris system, which works in a related but slightly different way. But what I want to talk about today is the fact that we can put things into larger chunks, which are actually really useful. So we start in F, then we go to D minor, and then we go to B flat using these 2-5-1s. 1, relative minor, 4. You might already have noticed that that chord progression you can also find in Blues for Alice. Could just play secondary dominants. A7, D minor, F7, B flat of some kind, right? Georgia, Georgia, the whole night through. It's the same thing.
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something. Well, there ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe.
If the 2-5-1 is the ingredients, then this is more like a basic step you might take in making a sauce. You'll make a roux, that kind of thing, right? So this is how it's built up, and you can make comparisons to other areas of human endeavour. Now, this one is one that I don't hear discussed quite so often, which is why I brought it up. But you also have better known ones like, for instance, a rhythm bridge, D7, G7, C7, F7, right? Which you can transpose into any key. And you have things like what's sometimes known, I always get these confused. So I think that's a Sears Roebuck bridge, it used to be called, that I just played. But the second one is a honeysuckle bridge, which I think is called the Montgomery Ward bridge, which is, if we're in the key of F7, we go F7, B flat, then G7, C7, which is the B section of Honeysuckle Rose, but also Coquette. I think also Serpent's Tooth by Miles Davis. Flat Feet Flugy with the Floy. It's often used as a sub for a rhythm changes bridge in a rhythm tune, like in those two examples. So this is a bridge that comes up everywhere, right? It's well worth knowing. So lastly, I wanted to quickly talk about why we want to do this. And the reason is very simple, it helps us learn tunes. Now, this is twofold, right? So I'm thinking about it intellectually at the moment, right? I'm thinking, oh yeah, okay, so we go F7, A7, D minor, F7, B flat, right? Okay, whatever. 1, move to 6, move to 4, and maybe move to 2, back to 1. Fine. That's intellectual, right? But actually, the really useful thing is that it can help us hear these progressions, right? And for this confirmation progression, you can think of something called a moving fifth, which is like this. So you can go, you can hear this single note, right? So if I'm in the key of F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the fifth. So 5, sharp 5, 6, flat 7, 6. You get that one in the Beatles and everything, right? I mean, these are classic songwriting moves, right? They're not just limited to jazz. Great American Songbook, as it's called, influenced bebop, of course. That's where Charlie Parker took this progression from. And, of course, it also influenced, the Beatles. So there you go. That's a valid soloing technique. I learned about it from a Tal Farlow book I read years ago, actually. So this is often called the horse, for instance. It goes, in our key, it goes B flat, B diminished, F, D7, G7, C7, F. Boom, 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 ba-ba-doo-dee. Boom, bum, boom. You can hear the bass line there. That's classic New Orleans stuff, that is, right? In the laconic older days of jazz, a grizzled old veteran would have said to you, just learn tunes, man. Learn more tunes, because in a way, the easiest way of doing this, you can go and study at the Guildhall with Pete Churchill or something, if he still teaches there, I don't know. Or you can read these books, or you can work it out yourself. But I think working out yourself was traditionally the way that people did it. You just learn dozens of tunes and you start to see the patterns. Mike Marino, for instance, says that, when he's lecturing somebody about playing Stella by Starlight or something, his point is that in New York and places like that where people take learning standards very seriously, people learn tunes very quickly, within the space of a chorus of playing them. So perhaps in a way it's less important for me to say, these are what the patterns are, than it is for you to work out what they are yourself. But, of course, I do have a handout that's available for a nominal service charge with as many of these patterns as I can think of listed on it. No list like that is going to be exhaustive, and the more you learn tunes, the more you're going to find other patterns popping up. So you think, oh, I thought that thing was unique to that tune, but actually it pops up in all these other tunes as well. The only catch is of course, you have to learn loads of tunes. So anyway, what's your excuse? Go and do it. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.